beonair.com. That's beonair.com.
Do you like talking Buckeyes?
Yes! Oh my God!
So do we.
Just not all the time.
We're home for the largest variety of sports talk. This is the new generation of sports talk radio. ScoreOnAir.com, the score.
You're listening to the home of the latest sports news and updates in Columbus.
Streaming live on YouTube and the worldwide TuneIn Radio app. This is ScoreOnAir.com.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
When we think of athletes like Derek Jeter, Kobe Bryant, or Tom Brady, often the first word that comes to mind is clutch. These are the types of athletes who seem to perform their best when the pressure is on. Did you know that clutch athletes aren't necessarily born that way? But what separates them from the competition is that clutch players are not afraid to fail. That's the biggest difference. In fact, they want the ball when the game is on the line. You know, in order to really solidify this point, you might want to go back to an old Michael Jordan commercial where he talked about not how many shots he made when the game was on the line, but how many times he missed. So it's important that we note, in order to perform our best in clutch situations, we have to want the ball in those situations, and we cannot be afraid to fail. Otherwise, we will fail in clutch situations.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit beonair.com.
The Score wants to make you, you, a winner. Each week, ScoreOnAir.com is giving away a prize pack that'll knock your socks off.
Ouch, hey, that hurt.
How? First of all, like us on Facebook, and every Monday we will pin up a post to the top of our feed updating you on what the week's prize and contest details are. Now here, take your socks back. A winner will be selected every week at 7 p.m. Friday on our combat sports show, Tyson's Punch-Out. So give us a call or text to get qualified. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. Here's how to qualify. Message us on Facebook at Your Score on Air or Twitter, also at Your Score on Air with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth. Or you can just simply call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to qualify to win T-shirts, sporting memorabilia, and more. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Tuesdays from 12 to 2 p.m. It's the Beermonger Sports Session.
Upon the examination of the galaxies of space, images begin to appear. Images of strange and powerful forces. But of all the forces in the universe, the two most powerful, heel and face. Prepare to explode.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Heel and Face out here at the Ohio Media School, part of the Be On Air Network. I am the mayor of the Squared Circle alongside Aaron Hurt and Brick, one of our interns. We have so many of them. So we're going to get into it. It's going to be a different show. We're going to do an hour on Monday, 2 on Friday.
Yeah, for the immediate future, our Monday episodes will be only 1 hour, but we're still going to give you all of the news and opinions and analysis that we bring to you here on Heel and Face like only we can. So thank you for joining us. And just another note that our Be On Air Network show will be now our Friday edition. So, again, mark your calendars.
So before I throw it over to you for news, real quick, I got two huge announcements before I get into it. Go to YouTube, search Score on Air. We are streaming live. Go to your Google store, your iTunes store, get the TuneIn app, search Score on Air. Take us with you. All right, let's start it off by huge breaking news. I know on Fridays we usually announce who our next guest on the show is going to be for Friday. Well, I didn't have this confirmed until last night before TakeOver. We have the Total Protection Mr. Hughes on phone next Friday or this Friday coming up.
Big Curtis Hughes, you would know him from WCW, from WWF, from ECW. He has
WCW.
That's what. Yes, I did say WCW. He has since gone into training. Has trained a number of outstanding.
The ones that I can see is Heath Slater, Moose, and Apollo Crews,
among others who have spent some amount of time under his tutelage. We'll get into all of that stuff on during our interview on Friday. Very, very excited to have the one and only Big Cat, Mr. Hughes. I mean,
which is going to be huge. Then I'm going to get on to my other news. Here soon, it's actually launched right now on Live 365, Hard Rock in the Squared Circle. A radio station for wrestling fans is now up and running.
Absolutely, that's amazing. So,
for those who was watching Friday's show, Joker, the guy that was sitting in with us, we are the owners of Hard Rock in the Squared Circle. Me and Joker and Damien.
Tremendous. That is great news. So I assume that you will be hearing a lot more about that venture in future episodes, and we'll let you know how we can how you can be a part of that.
My first original show will be I will start recording it tomorrow.
Absolutely amazing, great news. So branching out all over the place here, the Heel and Face Network.
So. Go ahead, Aaron. What do you got for news?
Well, we've got a lot of notes. We certainly want to talk all about the big events from over the weekend. We'll get Brick's opinion on TakeOver and on Backlash. Could not be more different shows for those of you that saw both of them. But that's coming up later. We've got a lot of news, and since we're only doing 1 hour, we're going to cover all the news right here and now. So, but we will still bring you results from New Japan and Evolve at the bottom of the hour. But we have news that the New Day will most likely be returning to television, meaning SmackDown this week. They have been off since the Superstar shakeup because of Kofi Kingston having a foot injury. But not only will they be back to compete, but they're going to promote a network special about WrestleMania 33 that they are in fact hosting. So good news for New Day fans. James, our reprieve is coming to an end, sadly, but I'm glad that we got a break for a little while.
At least a little bit.
Yeah, so, maybe we'll see something different from them, when they come back, but that's, for us to wait and see. News about the long-discussed Ric Flair 30 for 30 special produced by ESPN. We finally have a release date. It is still a ways away, but it will be September the 8th. They have not decided whether it will be 90 minutes or 2 hours, but it's going to be a comprehensive look at the career of the one and only Nature Boy Ric Flair. It purports to include comments from the likes of Vince McMahon, The Undertaker, Triple H, Ricky Steamboat, Sting, Mick Foley, Shawn Michaels, Jim Ross, Eric Bischoff, Flair's first wife Leslie, Flair's son David, Flair's daughter Megan, which would be Ashley's sister, Ashley being Charlotte, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, Charlotte herself, and various others. So that is quite the lineup for that show, which will no doubt be fascinating. And if it is, of the level of some of these 30 for 30s, that have been on over the past few years, they've been doing this, then it should be, could possibly be classic. But that is, again, in the future, something else that you can look forward to if you are in the market for WWE DVDs. There will be a 30th anniversary Survivor Series DVD set released on November the 14th. It will count down the 30 greatest matches and moments in Survivor Series history. There's a synopsis available if you need more information. And there will also be a first look of the Seth Rollins Building the Architect DVD that will air on the WWE Network this Thursday. So there will be a preview for that set on the network, and the set will be coming out at some point in the future. And then we have news about John Cena. He popped up in a trailer for a new movie from...
I thought you said he popped up in a trailer. I was expecting, well, what else?
Yeah, a Viagra joke, I don't know, but that might be part of this.
No, just a trailer park trash
joke.
Oh,
there you go. But a new movie from Andy Samberg, I assume the Lonely Island guys, these are the guys that brought you Hot Rod, Pop Star. They have a new movie called Tour de Pharmacy that will be a mockumentary-style film for HBO. It includes John Cena, Orlando Bloom, of course, Andy Samberg, numerous other talents, but there's a trailer out there for that now. It's mocking the doping scandals in the world of competitive cycling. But John Cena's latest movie project. And then one more note about WWE before we transition to a big story about CMLL, which I will try to get in before the end of the segment, because there's a lot to talk about in that one. But if you were wondering why William Regal was not at TakeOver over the weekend, he was reportedly in Japan scouting new NXT talent. So that comes from Triple H. But this CMLL story, James, this is nuts, okay? I don't know if you've heard anything about this, but so CMLL has a union. It's actually ran by the promotion, but the head of it was a guy named Brazo de Oro, a member of the Alvarado family, who has numerous members in the Lucha Libre industry, I guess. But Brazo de Oro passed away, so they are trying to determine who would take over this union. It was thought that one of his sons or nephews, I don't know the exact family tree, but Maximo Sexy, who is the current heavyweight champion in CMLL, and La Máscara, member of Los Ingobernables, also the light heavyweight champion, they, being related to the Alvarado family, thought that they might perhaps ascend to this position. But Ultimo Guerrero spoke up against that idea and apparently caused the ire of the Alvarados, which also includes Psycho Clown from AAA. But they, and as a result of his comments, they were videotaped by a bystander attempting to destroy the car of Ultimo Guerrero. The footage shows them, pounding on it, pulling off the taillights. And so the fallout of this is that both Maximo Sexy and La Máscara have been fired by CMLL. As we said, both of those men held titles. And
not anymore.
Yeah. Since CMLL owns those characters, should they decide to go to AAA, they would not be Maximo Sexy or La Máscara. But there's a lot of other questions about this. It's a huge scandal, and we don't have enough time to get into it now, but check out WrestlingObserver.com for a more detailed look at that story. And, James, when we come back, we're going to get into detail about TakeOver
and Backlash.
So I cannot wait. I know you're excited, so stick around for more of your source for pro wrestling news, analysis, and opinions on this 1-hour edition on Monday. Heel and Face, ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air network.
This is Bob McElligott, the radio voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're listening to the new generation of sports talk radio, ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
Nasty's Sports Bar in Reynoldsburg is under new management. Located at 6150 East Main Street, the home for Taco Tuesday is rejuvenated and the home for great food and family fun. Nasty's Sports Bar is a great place for happy hour, serving $2 domestics, $3 glasses of wine, and $5 appetizers, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 614-864-2827 to find out the daily specials. Nasty's. Great food, family fun, with a cool name.
Listen to ScoreOnAir.com for your chance to win. Every Friday, we will be giving away a prize pack, and here's how you can qualify. Send us a message with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth to our Facebook or Twitter accounts. Just search Your Score on Air, or you can call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to win. It's that easy. A new winner will be selected every Friday at 7 p.m. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
Does your son or daughter struggle with nerves when it comes to competing in sports? If so, it's important to know that this is perfectly normal. In fact, professional athletes struggle with the very same anxieties that your son or daughter does while competing. Nerves are a result largely because of cognitive appraisals, and what that means is how we perceive things often dictates how our bodies will respond. You might want to think of this as fight or flight. In fact, when I work with athletes, I ask them, do they view pressure situations as challenges or do they see them as threats? If they view them as challenges, they often gain confidence, sharpen their focus, and become even more motivated to succeed. But if they see the situation as threatening, that's when anxiety creeps in and usually compounds matters. So it's important that you look at skills that can help, including deep breathing, using imagery, and reminding your child of the importance of positive self-talk.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit BeOnAir.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Heel and Face out here at the Ohio Media School studios. We're going to jump into it. We got NXT TakeOver from Chicago. I was wrong. I thought we would see Adam Cole, but we did see Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Milwaukee Brewers, Pat Patterson, some names ringside at least.
Yeah, so, well, we saw Sami Zayn getting quite the chuckle over Kevin Owens being identified with that Brewers player. But, we since this is an entire lightning round edition of this show, we need
So we're just going to start off fast. You had Eric Young and Roderick Strong. They started the show. I thought they started it off on a high note.
I loved this match.
Especially Roderick coming out from the crowd.
I thought it was very, very good. I think that Roddy needed the strong win. I think he might be the next challenger for Bobby Roode. If there is going to be somebody between Hideo Itami and Drew McIntyre, but I loved this match. Brick, what did you think?
I haven't got.
Oh, you haven't seen TakeOver yet? Well, then just listen to our analysis then, and we'll check back with you when we get to Backlash.
When I did figure this out, Eric Young is a better worker than what people give him credit for. Honestly, this match showed a lot of it, and Roderick Strong's just got a pretty drop kick.
Roderick Strong is the man and has been the man, and you're absolutely right. Eric Young is underrated by everybody.
Then go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, then we had, for me, this is the match of the weekend. This might be my favorite WWE match on any brand all year.
I'll give it this. I don't think, to me, it was one of the best matches of the weekend, but there was a match that kind of got close.
I know which one you're.
No, not AJ and Owens.
Oh,
believe it or not, the better match to me all weekend was on NXT TakeOver.
Okay, well, I personally love this. Pete Dunne is, in addition to being the current reigning Progress champion, he is now the new UK champion by defeating Tyler Bate in an incredible match. We don't even have time to talk about that UK special that was over the last week. That was very, very good. Go watch this. If you liked anything you saw in that UK title match on TakeOver, then you will get a lot more of the same from the UK show.
And it was nice to hear old JR.
Absolutely.
Again.
That made it all.
Him and Nigel McGuinness work really well together.
It was like comfort food almost. It was like a slice of cheesecake for, in your wrestling presentation, because it was just so rich and delicious, and I wanted more.
Then we got into the triple threat match.
Yes.
Now, I enjoyed this match too.
I thought this was very good.
I just don't like the way they did the finish.
I think that Asuka is now beating two women at a time.
Right.
I think Ruby Riott looked good. I think she took, a lot of big bumps.
And Nikki Cross makes me wants to cross the pond.
Indeed. Well, it's that's something I will give them credit for, is that all three of these women have a unique look, have a distinct wrestling style that goes with their look. One may not be your cup of tea, while another one may be right down your alley. So that was a great match. Asuka is amazing.
All three of them were amazing, and they made sure they showed Ember Moon up in the booth, up in like a club seat watching on.
But I have no understanding of why they're trying to make Asuka heel. It's just not going to work.
It's not going to work. The only way you can do it successfully is if she becomes a Paul Heyman girl.
I don't know.
And even then, she wouldn't be hated.
I mean, yeah, she's just got too much credibility to boo.
Then we got to the NXT title match, Hideo Itami versus Bobby Roode. I did like this match too.
I thought this was a very good match. This is by far Itami's best showing. The closest thing you'll get to Kenta, from his days in Pro Wrestling Noah. But
come on, and the Bobby Roode glorious DDT with the roll through.
Oh yes. Well, this brings me to something that I wish we had more time to discuss. But
we can always talk about it on Friday too.
And that's true. But I think that for as good as that match was, I had some issues with Bobby Roode. He does not come off like a heel. The crowd is singing his theme song louder than the PA. They're popping for every big move. If you are trying to use Bobby Roode as a heel champion to build up new baby faces, you're not going the right route, because Bobby Roode was more over than Itami in that match. And, I think that they are making Itami a heel now, if you see the video that they released after that, and I think that's good. But I think that Bobby Roode is, verging on that Asuka territory where it's like, you can't boo this guy.
Or like what they did with AJ when they brought him as a heel.
The fans did not treat Bobby Roode as a heel in that. It was my point, but very, very good.
Then we had the NXT Tag Team ladder match, was the first in history for the tag team. DIY versus the Authors of Pain. this was the match of the night for me.
Well, I certainly enjoyed
Especially the ending itself is what set it apart.
The turn was brilliant. It was beautifully executed.
It was very destructive.
It got the crowd. The crowd turned from being so behind Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny
to
Gargano
give them basically a curtain call.
Yeah, to Ciampa walking out of that building as the most evil son of a gun.
I mean, even the fans started chanting a 4-letter word to him.
Yeah, this is great. This is going to be a great feud. If they're not going to go to the main roster as a tag team, then let them
go to 205 Live.
Let them tear the house down in the mid card on NXT for the next 6 months because they're gonna.
So that's our recap of NXT Takeover. Now we're going to get into Backlash real quick. The pre-show match was Ty Dillinger, Aiden English. Dillinger picking up the win, of course.
Aiden English is useless. Ty Dillinger.
He needs a new gimmick.
Ty Dillinger shouldn't be in pre-shows, but anyway. Brick, what'd you think?
The match will be all right if the WWE actually let them, wrestle and do what they, always do on the independent scene.
Well, I think that in the interest of brevity here, I think that if the fans are going to chant 10, 10, 10, and they're going to react to Ty Dillinger as strong as they seem to do, then why are you putting him in the pre-show match? At least put him somewhere lower in the card.
Because hopefully they're hoping it's not smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, well, I think that the fans burn themselves out. They're just going to keep chanting for him. But anyway.
Then we got to the debut of Nakamura. Nakamura picking up the win, of course. There was no other way to do that.
This was utterly disappointing for me. This was this justified everything that you said the last time that you were on the show or when we were talking about Nakamura, how you didn't see anything special. And there's
I don't think anybody saw
there's
anything.
no reason to in this version because we haven't seen the real Shinsuke Nakamura even come into that ring yet. I mean, it was fine, but it should have been so much more than just fine. And we don't have time to get into it, but yeah, underwhelming.
Then you had the Usos versus Breezango with Tyler Breeze with all of his disguises.
I'll let you guys go first on this one.
Other than the only problem I had with this match was the Mae Young comment.
Really?
In a way,
if that's the only thing JBL said on the night that bothered you, then you did much better than me.
Well,
I can't stand JBL. He's a detriment.
I mean, it was a good match. It was better than what I thought it was going to be honest.
Yeah.
I still think they should have gave the title to Breezango.
I still think I have no problem with a comedy match and them having fun, but they ended up looking like clowns. They are better workers than that. The angle was built to where, the fans are behind it, so you just, you kind of rained on that a little bit. I would use a different word, but we're PG here. But Brick, what'd you think?
I think that I kind of knew from the get-go that WWE wasn't going to give the titles to what were they called now?
Breezango, Fashion Police.
Yeah, the Fashion Police. I kind of knew that they wasn't going to give them to them because before they actually had their own segment backstage, they was more kind of like a job on Monday Night or either on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. Because I remember watching it and seeing them looking like the Fashion Police, but then they really never talked or did anything, more kind of like a job attack team.
Yeah, I mean they are basically in the same spot. James, we're going to have to continue this into our next segment, aren't we?
No, I'm going to run it through real quick. You had Corbin, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn picking up the win with the shocker, might as well say.
Not the best match.
Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina take the win. AJ and Owens. Owens winning by a count out.
Very, very good. I know a lot of people had a problem with the count out finish. I thought it was unique. I thought it's
AJ sold that knee perfect.
Well, I thought it was perfect for the Kevin Owens heel character. Perfect way for him to win that match. It gives him something to come back with. Good finish.
Then you had Luke Harper versus Rowan.
Why was this shoehorned in between those two matches? Why can't they just have
this was the match where you go get your drink?
Why is that a necessary part of WWE's booking and matchmaking? I cannot get over. There's no reason. There's no law that says you have to have this match. The crowd will not burn themselves out if you have two hot matches back to back.
Then we had the WWE title match. Jinder Mahal, Randy Orton, winner and new WWE champion. Ginger Mahal, as they've been saying on TV.
Yeah, I guess if we don't have enough time to really get into it, then we're just gonna,
Well,
I'll say this much: Randy had a good match.
With this, this will bleed into our next segment because this might set up a lot of stuff we're going to see tomorrow night.
Absolutely. So, Brick, we'll get your reaction during our SmackDown discussion. But
so, real quick, we got 30 seconds or so. Which show is better?
TakeOver by a mile.
Match of the night.
The UK Championship.
My match of the night was DIY and Authors of Pain, and I believe TakeOver was better as well. Brick, will get you on Friday after you watch TakeOver. Yes, we spoiled it for you, but you can still go and watch the great wrestling. So, on that note, when we get back, we're going to talk Raw and SmackDown. Stay tuned. You're listening to Heel and Face, ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air network.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Are you a sports fan? Do you have a mobile phone? Great, that's all you need to stay up to date with ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, with original talk shows starting every 2 hours, covering every sport from every angle.
From basketball
to hockey
to martial arts.
Fantasy football.
We cover all Ohio sports. Just go to ScoreOnAir.com or download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score On Air. You'll be part of the action in no time. Whether you're stuck in traffic, at the grocery store, studying at the library, anywhere for that matter. Tune in anytime to get your sports fix. Follow us on social media or go to ScoreOnAir.com for even more original content, including play-by-play of local high school and college games, sports articles, and podcasts. ScoreOnAir.com is your home for the best analysis, coverage, and lukewarm sports takes. The best part, we're broadcasting live right here in Columbus.
OH.
ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio.
The Score.
NWA Midwest Championship Wrestling is looking for interns. Have you heard of Ric Flair? Well, this is the company that brought you Ric Flair before he went to the WWE, and we're looking for interns to work behind the scenes hand in hand with production, with audio, with video, and with podcasts and radio. Contact Damon Dury, the big dog, at 740-971-3968.
The Be On Air Network, bringing you the best of the best in internet radio from across the country. From Miami to Denver to Chicago and Cleveland. You'll hear all the top shows from all of our college stations. For more information on the Ohio Media School, go to BeOnAir.com. Be On Air Network, bringing you the best college radio has to offer.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career in this exciting, expanding field. To schedule a visit, call 614-655-5250 or go to beonair.com. Stop dreaming about a career in sports and make it a reality at the Ohio Media School.
The new generation of sports talk radio. Here's your ScoreOnAir.com Score Center update.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Score Center update. The Cleveland Cavaliers have been out of action for quite some time now as they awaited the winner of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal that went 7 games, with the Boston Celtics defeating the Washington Wizards. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference final is Wednesday at 8:30 on TNT. In the Western Conference Finals tonight, no Kawhi Leonard for the San Antonio Spurs as they try to take Game 2 in Oakland at Oracle Arena. That game is 9 o'clock on ESPN. The Cleveland Indians today called up their top prospect, Bradley Zimmer, from AAA Columbus. Zimmer this season was hitting .294 with 5 home runs, 14 RBI, and 9 stolen bases. The Indians will waste no time in putting Bradley Zimmer right to work as he will man center field and bat ninth. The Indians play Game 2 of a 3-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays tonight, 6:10 on Sports Time Ohio. The Cincinnati Reds, losers of 3 in a row, will head to Chicago tonight to take on the Cubs at Wrigley Field. First pitch is 8:05. The Ohio State Buckeye football program got some great news today as they landed the #1 outside linebacker in the country in Dallas Gant from Toledo. That brings the commit total to 10 for Urban Meyer in the 2018 class. For all the latest scores, news, and highlights, keep it locked right here to ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, The Score.
Welcome back, everybody. Gave a little bit of the song, you know why? Because we can. Just because I messed up in some place, but I'm fixing it. So, let's just get into our Monday Night Raw preview. 5-star well, not even a 5-star preview. It's more like a 4-star preview tonight.
Well, we're just going to go through what we think we know, and then we'll try to get into SmackDown for the rest of the segment.
So at the preview, I'm going to go from the bottom up. We're going to go from 5 to 1. So number 5, Goldust shows his true colors. Turning heel.
I think that, this is DOA. I mean, I think the crowd liked, they cheered Goldust for turning, so I don't know where this can go.
But they also cheered Dolph Ziggler when he went heel, and we see where that got him.
Let's see how Goldust heel career lasts, because mostly every time he shows up and has a heel or babyface run, it never lasts for long.
I mean, this feud seems destined for main event every week instead of Raw.
So then we have Ambrose and Miz. It's been announced at Extreme Rules for the Intercontinental title in an Extreme Rules match. Who does this benefit more?
Well, obviously, you would say Dean Ambrose, but the fact that The Miz is such a cowardly heel and finds a back door, out of all of these situations, this could be the way that they switch the belt to him. He can use Maurice somehow, and I don't really have high hopes for this either, but
I say we bring back Alex Riley. Come on, tell me if that music hit, you wouldn't kind of be like, yes. Like the original one he had, Say It to My Face.
Well, when he started calling himself the White Lion, his days were numbered.
That's
true.
Yeah. Then we get Bayley. Will Bayley come out swinging against Alexa Bliss as long as they don't put a kendo stick on a pole again?
Well, that's the feud. That's the match at the pay-per-view. Kendo stick on a pole.
I actually want to see just them in a straight-up Extreme Rules match. Why'd you have to go and make it kind of like Judy Bagwell on a pole?
Yeah, I mean,
it feels really gimmicky. So what? You get the kendo stick and you hit him. Matches
well,
over?
it just doesn't seem to be relevant to either one of these characters.
One thing with the WWE is, if you notice, they always create matches like just stupid matches, like the trash can match.
Yeah, like what is a chairs match? Like, please.
Right, it's you figure in those kind of matchups, you get hit by a chair, match is over.
Yeah, that's what a tables match is. Yeah, it's just chairs illegal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where they're going with this. I mean, they've got to do something to get the fans behind Bayley because she's losing steam fast.
Real quick. So then we're going to get into Bray Wyatt, this whole fatal 5-way that's been announced for Extreme Rules. Winner will go against Brock Lesnar. I'm not saying the pay-per-view name only because I hate it still. So will Bray Wyatt change the course of WWE's new era?
I don't have any confidence in them actually building this so that one guy looks strong. I think they're all going to go around in circles and beat each other like they always have done, on WWE.
Because I believe with Extreme Rules we have 5 weeks away.
Yeah, I think that they should really try to focus on who's your guy going into this match that's the favorite. It doesn't have to be the guy that wins it. Just give us something,
somebody that's going to come out strong.
Yeah, exactly. Is it Samoa Joe? Is it Seth Rollins? Is it Finn Balor? Because if they all get wins over each other, then we're still at square one. So
because right now we know for a fact Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe both have said previous times leading up to this they want Brock Lesnar. Samoa Joe said he wanted him at WrestleMania one year. Bray Wyatt, they did the whole TV station thing where they were calling each other out.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know where this goes. We do know Braun Strowman's just out for about 6 to 8 weeks. He will be back in time to wrestle Brock at SummerSlam.
I hope both of the matches do be good, though. Bray versus Brock and Braun Strowman versus Brock.
I think they will be good. So you think they're going to go with Bray winning this Fatal 5-Way?
Yeah.
I believe they're going to give
Bray's bigger.
I believe they're going to give it to Finn.
Yeah.
But with help from Anderson and Gallows. Let's start this Balor Club up.
Well, he's been, putting out some photos and making references to it, so
let's just get the thing going. He helps them win. Then Anderson, Gallows are,
number
one contenders going against the Hardys.
This is true, like fantasy booking nonsense. But how great would it be to have a reunited Shield against the Bullet Club?
Right, and not just that, a Bullet Club with the tag team titles and the Universal title on it.
I mean, that's main events for a year.
Right, that could be your SummerSlam main
That's
event.
hot house show matches. That's That's something that writes itself.
That's a way to print money. So that's our Raw preview. So let's just get into SmackDown. Their next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Jinder. Okay. He's not ready for this spot. We don't even know if he's going to keep the belt for a week. Randy might just beat him again on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, Orton had a good match, but he didn't have as much help as he probably wished. The Bollywood boys, the Singh brothers, took the best bumps in the match.
Oh yeah, especially the one across the table.
Yeah. But it's redundant at this point to go down the list of reasons why this Jinder Mahal decision is ridiculous. But I think that the real problem that you have is that who's going to work with this guy now? Who can you have him wrestle that's going to make him a believable champion?
Rusev.
I would say you kind of read my mind on that. I think that the right
because
idea,
their feud was still going when Rusev left.
Absolutely. When Rusev left, they were feuding, and I think Rusev should come back as a babyface. And the angle is basically
crush.
like, look, I fired you because you were terrible before I got hurt, and you somehow got lucky and fell, into this title opportunity. So you're about to face a dose of reality, Rusev style.
But we can all speculate. My reasoning behind putting Jinder in the title picture is the India tour starting up.
Absolutely, but
this is a way for WWE to make big money.
But they're
off
not
of it.
going to India tomorrow.
When do they do the India tour?
It's in the summer, not later. I think it's around SummerSlam. I mean, they have a new show in India, but I don't know if this is. Why would you? It's cutting off your nose to spite your face. I mean, yeah, they might gain a lot of new fans in India, but how many are they going to lose in North America because people just don't care?
That's true. I know I didn't care either way. Go ahead, Brick.
I was going to say that I am surprised that I've seen Jinder Mahal won the WWE championship of Sunday night. I really wasn't thinking he was going to win. I thought that was going to be Randy Orton winning over.
Well, I think that, Orton did his best to have a good match. I don't think a guy like Jinder, who was a jobber, who, busted up Finn Balor, and...
Is that the only reason why he got this push, because he busted up Finn Balor?
No, I think it has a lot more to do with the India marketing strategy.
Yeah.
But the real issue, and something we come back to a lot when we discuss things, is the fans don't like it because it wasn't the fans' idea. The fans didn't ask for this. The fans didn't clamor for this. And, smart bookers give something to the fans before they even know they want it, and then when they get it, it feels like it was their idea. In this case, they're just actively rejecting it because it's like the dinner you ordered tacos and you got spaghetti. It's like, I don't care if it's food, it's not what I ordered.
Right. You can't mix American and continental.
Yeah, there you go.
So, we got about a minute till we go to break. Tag team picture. Who do you put in as the number one contenders now? New Day?
No, I think you just still need to keep. You haven't killed Breezango yet. I think there's still more with them, but yeah, it could be New Day. I would let New Day have a separate angle first.
Let them earn. Maybe put them in an angle with Breezango in them.
Maybe.
I mean, the Fashion Police would do a number on the New Day with the way they dress.
Well, it's kind of a scorched earth situation in the tag team scene. So it's really whatever decision they make. It's inconsequential as long as they stick with it.
And with Money in the Bank being the next pay-per-view for SmackDown, do we see a woman's Money in the Bank match?
I think that's the one kind of, match that they haven't pulled out yet. I think it's a good idea. I think with the 6 people involved in it, that it makes sense.
If they do that, hopefully, I definitely would love to see Karma be in that.
And there's plenty of room for great, silly spots with James Ellsworth. So I would not veto that if it were brought up in a booking meeting.
All right. So we're going to go to break. When we come back from break, we got New Japan, news from the Indies, and we're going to give you a quick review. And also, if you're tuning in a little later, we're going to retell you who our guest is going to be for Friday.
Yeah, we are
biggest show guest to date.
Most definitely.
Definitely in my book. So stay tuned. You're listening to Heel and Face, ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air network.
This is Bob McElligott, the radio voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're listening to the new generation of sports talk radio, ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
Hey guys, Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Get the training you need to get a job you will love. The Ohio Media School has classes in radio, television, sports broadcasting, and film and video production. Visit BeOnAir.com today to get started. That's BeOnAir.com.
What's good, Big Game James?
How you feeling, D.O. Jr.?
My guy, I'm super excited. High school sports is starting back, man.
Man, I'm even more excited because we got this new show starting. Tell the people what we doing, D.O. Jr.
Man, we starting the Central Ohio High School Showcase, the COHSS.
That's right. We're covering football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, and track and field. If it's in season, we own it.
Hey, you know we do this for the kids, man. You can listen live by going to ScoreOnAir.com via the TuneIn app or watch us streaming live by going to the Score On Air YouTube channel, the COHSS. Giving you nothing less, showcasing Central Ohio's best.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
When we think of athletes like Derek Jeter, Kobe Bryant, or Tom Brady, often the first word that comes to mind is clutch. These are the types of athletes who seem to perform their best when the pressure is on. Did you know that clutch athletes aren't necessarily born that way? But what separates them from the competition is that clutch players are not afraid to fail. That's the biggest difference. In fact, they want the ball when the game is on the line. You know, in order to really solidify this point, you might want to go back to an old Michael Jordan commercial where he talked about not how many shots he made when the game was on the line, but how many times he missed. So it's important that we note, in order to perform our best in clutch situations, we have to want the ball in those situations, and we cannot be afraid to fail. Otherwise, we will fail in clutch situations.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit BeOnAir.com.
The Score wants to make you, a winner. Each week, ScoreOnAir.com is giving away a prize pack that'll knock your socks off.
Ouch, hey, that hurt.
How? First of all, like us on Facebook, and every Monday we will pin up a post to the top of our feed, updating you on what the week's prize and contest details are. Now here, take your socks back. A winner will be selected every week at 7 p.m. Friday on our combat sports show, Tyson's Punch-Out. So give us a call or text to get qualified. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. Here's how to qualify. Message us on Facebook at Your Score On Air or Twitter, also at Your Score On Air with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth. Or you could just simply call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to qualify to win t-shirts, sporting memorabilia, and more. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Tuesdays from 12 to 2 p.m. It's the Beermonger Sports Sessions on ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, The Score, and it's not your regular sports show.
Hey guys, Scott Shelton here again, Campus Director for the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a career in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production? You need to come check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus. You want a job that you will love, and we have the training to get you started. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios to check out the opportunities and internships that we have for our students and graduates. Call 614-655-5250 or visit BeOnAir.com. That's BeOnAir.com.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio in Columbus. Online sports radio, WSOA ScoreOnAir.com, The Score. You're listening to the home of heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping sports.
Broadcasting from Ohio Media School in the greatest city in the state.
In the greatest state in the country.
In the greatest country in the world.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com.
A symbol that hit their mouth to spell your demons welcome home. And every day that you
Welcome back to Heel and Face here at ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Heel On Air Network. We are, of course, your source for pro wrestling news, analysis, and opinions. We want to thank everybody that has joined us on this special shortened 1-hour edition of the broadcast on Monday. For the immediate future, you can expect this to be typical for us, but we want to thank everybody that's downloaded the TuneIn Radio app for their Android or their Apple device and listen to Score on Air that way, or if you are watching our live streaming webcam footage on our YouTube feed, or if you happen to be listening to this as an archived episode, a part of Mixcloud.com/Score on Air, we want to thank you. We want to encourage you to follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Heel and Face 2016. That's for either of those. And if you would like to have anything, for us to cover on our Friday edition, call 614-641-0674 with your call, or you can also text to that number, and we will take your comments. We'll read them here on the air and see what you guys have to say. And we want to reiterate that Friday we will have another very, very big guest, very exciting, probably the most high-profile guest that we've had on our airwaves, the one and only Mr. Hughes, who has been, a part of the wrestling industry since I was in elementary school, to be honest. He's been in WCW, he's been in WWF, he's been in ECW, he's now a trainer, and has developed that into a very successful school, and we're going to hear all about what he's up to, what he his history in the business, and a whole lot more on Friday. But for now, we are just going to try to, with being this as the last segment of the show, we're going to get as much in as we can from around the rest of the world of pro wrestling. We need to talk about the current standings in the New Japan Best of the Super Juniors tournament. They have completed 5 nights. And the standings in the A block are Marty Scurll, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, Dragon Lee, and Taichi are all tied at the top of the A block with 4 points, 2 wins and 1 loss. Taka Michinoku and Hiromu Takahashi each have 2 points, and Jushin Liger has 0 points with 3 losses. And then in the B block, Desperado leads with 6 points. Ryusuke Taguchi, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Tiger Mask are all tied with 4 points. Volador Jr. from CMLL has 2, as does ACH, and then Kushida and Bushi. Kushida has 2 points and Bushi has 0. So those are the up-to-date standings on the Best of the Super Juniors. Interesting to see Liger struggling. I mean, perhaps he'll go on a big win streak since this is his, his swan song as part of the Best of the Super Juniors. But we will have to wait and see. But all of this is available on New Japan World, even on the shows where they only show the Best of the Super Juniors matches. Every match will be uploaded on New Japan World for you to see. So we will bring you more about the events of the Best of the Super Juniors on Friday. We want to talk about some results from Evolve, which had 2 shows over the weekend. Evolve 84, Keith Lee defeated Donovan Dijak. Fred Yehi defeated Jason Kincaid. I think pronouncing his name wrong. I think it's Yehi. But in any case, Leo Rush defeated Austin Theory. Tracy Williams, along with Catchpoint, defeated Jeff Cobb. Evolve Tag Team Champions Jaka and Chris Dickinson defeated Matt Nix and Isaiah Velasquez to retain their titles. Evolve champion Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Ethan Page to retain his title, and WWN champion Matthew Riddle defeated Kyle O'Reilly to retain that title. The following night, Evolve 85, we saw a special seminar showcase featuring 2 talents from Cleveland's AIW. Dominic Garrini, a man that I know quite well from his association with NWA Midwest. He defeated Alex Daniels. There was an angle with Catchpoint, but it turned into a match with Dickinson and Jaka defending the tag team titles against Jason Kincaid and Austin Theory. But congratulations to Dominic Garrini for getting on the radar of Evolve, because that's a big step up for him, and he is a tremendous, tremendous talent and has nowhere to go but up, and I want to see him stay at NWA Midwest as long as possible. But anyway, in a Shine Showcase match, Allison Kay, you might know her as Sienna from TNA, or Impact, defeated Priscilla Kelly. We had a couple of special attraction matches. Ethan Page beat Donovan Dijak. Tracy Williams defeated Kyle O'Reilly. Keith Lee pinned Fred Yehi. And then the 2 main matches, WWN title, Matt Riddle again successfully defended against Jeff Cobb. And then the main event saw Evolve champion Zack Sabre Jr. defeat Leo Rush. So those are the results from Evolve Wrestling. I want to talk about PWA, which had an amazing show in Mount Vernon this past weekend. That's why I wasn't here on Friday. But thanks to James and to Kevin for filling in quite capably in my absence. But this was in part a fundraising event. One of the faculty members, the former wrestling coach, I believe, a man named John Brown, tragically passed away. So the staff and the the group at PWA got together for this event. We had a battle royal commemorating Brown, and that was won by a surprise entrant man who is also a science teacher at Mount Vernon High School, Jeff Farmer, so very exciting there. The crowd was outrageous, but we saw Jimmy Fahrenheit defeat Will Sims. We had Lafferty defeat, Lafferty and L.A. Cordova went to a double count out. Tag team action, the combination of the principal and vice principal at Mount Vernon High School, Scott Will and one outlaw, Tony James, turned back the challenge of the Hillbillies, JT Hogg and one Crazy Hillbilly. We saw Randy, the Rowdy Hillbilly, successfully defend his U.S. title against Brian Blade. Then we had the Battle Royal that I mentioned, and we also got Chris Pruitt in an impromptu title defense. Came as a result of a conversation I was having with the tag team champions in the ring, but Chris Payne ended up challenging Chris Pruitt, and that's what closed out the show. Chris Pruitt retained the PWA championship, and they will return to Lancaster, Ohio at the PWA Arena, 737 Slocum Avenue on June the 3rd. That is a Saturday, so please check out pwaohio.com. PWA on Facebook, Premier Wrestling Alliance, for all of those details. So, James, how much time do we have left here?
3 minutes.
Okay, well, in this last 3 minutes, do you want to talk about what is coming up on Friday? I already mentioned our guest again, Mr. Hughes, but let's wrap up the show here and get our week started off on a good note. So, you said you really enjoyed the main event of TakeOver?
Oh, I enjoyed it more than what I thought I was actually going to enjoy it. Knowing that it was 10:40 and they had not started it yet.
Yeah, so things to watch from watch all of TakeOver and then really just watch the AJ and Owens match from Backlash. And if you really have enough morbid masochistic curiosity, watch that main event too. If you
if you don't want to watch all of TakeOver, watch the UK match, the tag team match, and the Bobby Roode match.
No matter what you picked out of the TakeOver show, you'll have a good match to watch. Why don't you plug your new your venture again with one Big Dog?
Right now, just go to get the Live 365 app on your phones and search Rock Squared Circle, and it will pop up.
Amazing.
Favorite it. We're going to get a page up here soon. We're going to start rolling out original content. Sunday, Joker ran episode 1 of Joker's Madhouse.
And
that's going to be another way to listen to Off the Mat.
That is very, very exciting, and perhaps we will revive the Truth Hurts podcast to add to this this network here. I don't know. We'll have to make an announcement about that in the future. But anything else on the horizon that we need to make people aware about for Friday's show?
Other than our huge guest, no.
Okay, well, just back to our normal 2 hours. We will, of course, have complete recaps of Raw, SmackDown, NXT 205 Live, Impact, whatever else we have the time to watch, all of the latest news. We, being your source for pro wrestling news, analysis, and opinions, we can do nothing less. James, I can't believe how much we actually talked about in just an hour.
Right?
Yeah. We got enough time to talk about a couple of birthdays. Cyclope, former luchador, turned 46. Daniel Bryan, new father, turned 36.
Wasn't yesterday Benoit, Nancy Benoit, and Chris Benoit's birthday?
Might have been. It's not on my list here, but Scott Putski, son of Ivan Putski, former WCW competitor, turned 51.
And Friday we will have the podcast rundown.
Yes, we have got to get everybody caught up on all of that.
Shivani and them talked about the infamous DDP Goldberg,
Halloween Havoc 98. Oh boy!
And they redid commentary for what they
for Hogan and Warrior.
Hogan and Warrior.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
That makes that a must listen episode in and of itself. But
and they announced that they're going to be doing a live show in Dallas.
Yeah,
that will have one price, VIPs included.
Well, there you go for fans of What Happened When Mondays.
They said it's less than 2 miles away from where WWE will be doing Great Balls of Fire.
Well, there you go. Another big attraction for that huge weekend of wrestling.
All ages welcome, but if you take your kids, be prepared. there will be language.
And there's so much information we did not have time to discuss here. So go to Heel and Face on Facebook to see all of the posts that we have added and shared about events all over the country in independent pro
Yeah,
wrestling.
because there's a big one, I think.
Not just here in Ohio, talking, Pittsburgh,
There's a big
Indiana.
one in 2 weeks down at Bogart's, Heartland.
Yeah.
Eli Drake is there.
Oh,
Our
my goodness.
guest from Friday, Ed Gonzalez, is going to be there. Hardcore Heather Owens, Mordecai is going to be there.
There's shows coming up in Circleville, coming up in Fairfield, Ohio, all over the place that you need to be aware of.
the Circleville one is Bobby Fulton. And
Sandman's going to be there. Shane Douglas.
Him and Bobby Fulton will be doing a match again.
Amazing. So get caught up with all of that at Heel and Face. Like that page. Follow that page. Follow us on Twitter at Heel and Face 2016 so you can interact with us here on the show. Anything else
that's
we need?
about it.
All right,
Go
are we
home,
done?
watch wrestling and get ready for Friday.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to come back for a full 2 hours on Friday. James, good luck with all the ventures that you have going on and all the stuff on your plate.
If I don't have a heart attack first.
Well, here's hoping.
So, thank you for tuning in. We are Heel and Face out at the Ohio Media School, part of the Beyond Network. Tune in Friday, 5 to 7. We're going to give you all the recaps of everything and plus some stuff we did not get into today. Heel and Face, ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Beyond Air Network, and also the new generation of sports talk radio.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
The Be On Air Network, bringing you the best of the best in internet radio from across the country. From Miami to Denver to Chicago and Cleveland. You'll hear all the